I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Hey, we in a dogfight right now. Milwaukee Bucks versus the Miami Heat, 124 to 122. And they don't even have Jimmy Butler or Tyler Hero. And we're in another dogfight with a tap water team. This is ridiculous now. Oh man, the Bucks. Hey, I've been trying to be cool about Griffin and give him his time. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Spoelstra is showing you how you coach right now. He's without two of his best players and giving us all we can handle with two top 75 players of all time on our team. And we in a dogfight with this team. This is ridiculous. Win or lose, there needs to be some changes on the Bucks team. Period. Jesus. We can't beat anybody easy. Everything is last second shots, clutch performances. We should have been able to clear this team by 20 points. Giannis should be sitting down by now. We have the same issues. Griffin, I thought you could make adjustments. I've been trying to call the Bucks Nation off of you. I've been trying to give you an olive branch, sir, but you clearly don't know what you're doing. Why do I say that, huh? Why do I say that? The same issues we're having on the perimeter defense, we're having again today. We cannot guard anybody on the perimeter whatsoever, period. It doesn't matter who you are. You could come from the G League, and if we're playing you, you're going to get buckets because we cannot guard the perimeter. This defensive philosophy that Griffin has is foolishness. And by now, if this many games, and if you haven't made the adjustment yet, maybe you don't know what you're doing, sir. Absolutely ridiculous how the Bucks are looking right now. Absolutely ridiculous. We'll win this game. That's fine. That's fine. But how did we win? It's taking a gargantuan effort from our team to beat these scrubs. Kyle Lowry has 21 points. Richardson has 20 points. Martin has 14. Jacquez Jr. has 14. Bam Adebayo has 31 points. He is not that good. But again, Brook Lopez has problems with athletic centers. This is getting hard to deal with. Every game is a dogfight. This is getting hard to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. Very hard to deal with. Seriously. This is ridiculous. I'm putting the link to join the chat. I'm not saying Miami are scrubs, but they're without two of their best players. We have our whole team is available besides Pat and Crowder. We should clear these dudes, period. The reason they're in the game is because Spoelstra can coach, period. That's why they're in this game. If you haven't been paying attention, do you not see how Spoelstra is adjusting his rotations to who's in the game? And then why would Griffin at any point in the game have Giannis and Dame out at the same time? What are you thinking about? This is ridiculous. Oh, I see your comment, Warren Price. Yeah, we're working too hard because they have a real coach. He's making adjustments as the game goes. He's taking advantage of all of our mistakes. Man, I've been trying to support Adrian Griffin. I want to see him do well. But I don't know if he has what it takes. All of this acumen that we were told that he has, I'm not seeing it. I see you again. The rotations are terrible. The perimeter defense is terrible. And we're how many games in and we haven't seen anything different? It's the same song and dance, Bucks Nation. The only positive I see, you Milwaukee Bucks diehard fan, is that we're winning. And I get that. I get that. Yes, we're winning, but the way we're playing is wild to me. We shouldn't be in these dog fights like this, y'all. The positives, we're winning. And Giannis is showing heart. It's good to see Middleton being back clutch. Middleton hit that 3. That was awesome. Then came back for the 2. That's old school Middleton right there. So shout out to Mitty for that. Shout out to Damian for getting it cracking. And hey, our OG Big 3 is getting it cracking. When it was supposed to be Middleton, Dame, and Giannis getting it cracking. Let me refresh this page. These dudes got me tight. This game is almost over. Giannis 10 of 15 from the field. Giannis impressively 10 to 13 from the free throw line. Impressive. 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, plus 18, 33 points. Middleton doing work, 7 of 13, 1 of 3, 2 of 2, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. No turnovers for Middleton, plus 20, 17 points. Lopez, 5 of 10, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 of 2, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, 2 turnovers, plus 9, 12 points. The problem is with Lopez, he can't guard athletic centers, period. He has all the problems in the world with the athletic center, period. I'm going to tap you in 1 second, Daniel. Give me 1 second, fam. Shout out to you, bro. I see you. Let me just get this off real quick. Unbelievable, man. This dude, Griffin, is wild. And then Damian Lillard. Abadoye Joshua. Damian Lillard, 37 points, 9 of 18 from the field, 50%, 4 of 9 from the three-point line, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 9 assists, no blocks, only 1 turnover, plus 13, 32 points. Beasley had a solid performance, 6 of 11, 4 of 8, 16 points. Hey, Portis has been struggling for like a good week now. Let's get them likes up as y'all come in here. Portis has been struggling. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Beauchamp didn't give us anything. Campaign gave us nothing. Pat Connaughton was going to have his first good game in 7 games like I predicted, and he had 7 points. AJ Green, 0 points. Andre Jackson Jr. played 3 minutes and had 6 points, and he only played 3 minutes. What are you doing with these rotations, Griffin? What are you doing? We shot 53% from the field, 37% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. We had 26 assists, which is good. And we only had 9 turnovers. That's a positive. Kevin Love did nothing. Duncan Robinson, 13. Bam Adebayo having 31 is wild. Kyle Lowry having 21 is wild because Kyle Lowry's washed. Richardson, 20 points, way too much. And then Martin and Jacquez Jr. With 14. They shot, again, another team shooting 50% from the field against the Bucks. Another team shooting 50% against the Bucks. 46% from 3. They lost this game on the free throw line. They were 14 to 21. They lost this game on the free throw line. Man, so frustrating sometimes watching these cats. Look, they had 32 assists to our 26. We out-rebounded them. The offensive rebounding has definitely been much better. We improved the fast break points. And to have Giannis and still be outscored in the paint is crazy. 62 to 54 in the paint is crazy. We got to figure out, we got to do some soul searching on this team. I know we're figuring it out and all that fly stuff, but this is getting a little out of tap you in, Daniel, bro. I'm hot right now, bro. What up, bro? Let's go.
I know. Yeah, man. Every game is like having your blood pressure going high every game, man. It's like every time I watch this game, it's like, man.
What up, Case?
Like every time, it's like every time we about to, like we won the first quarter, and after that, they scored 41 points in the second quarter. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like they just
our perimeter defense is awful, bro. It's awful.
And then I'm like, you said what you said. Just I listened to your monologue first, and everybody's like, "Well, your team's winning. Why are you complaining?" I'm like, they're about playing like it. We're pretty much the Warriors right now.
We
We
are the
just
Warriors of the East. We're the
yeah
Warriors of the East, literally.
yeah right. When we got outscored, you got to shoot you out the gym, and that's pretty much what we have to do
Our
to win games.
defense is our offense. Let's just keep it real, Bucks Nation. Our offense is our defense. Let's keep it $1.
It
No
is, and
pun intended.
I mean, we have to accept it what it is right now because I don't see. The one thing is now Pascal has got hurt, unfortunately, and I'm so bad that he rolled his ankle, but now he probably can get, Ajax in there more, get AJ Green in there more. He only had he had one shot, and then Ajax only had 3 shots and he hit 2 of them, but it's like, you have to get these young guys in there. And we say this every time.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Daniel. Look at this comment. Shout out to you, Patricia. What's good? Griff is a lost coach and doesn't make it any better when he's going up against an elite coach like Spo. Well said. Well said. Well said, Patricia. Well said.
We went off of talent. We ain't even went off of coaching.
We're winning off talent, bro.
I mean, we got Dame. He gets turned on. Giannis can turn on, and then Chris Middleton. When we got Chris Middleton, I don't even know how we would have won this game if Chris Middleton didn't play. Cause I thought he was out for a while with that calf tight, wherever Achilles tightness, wherever it was. But he was hooping. But he was getting cooked on defense too. I'm like,
you know what? Let's not call out individual people getting cooked on defense. This is a team that can't play defense right now. Let's not just call out individual players. Let's just call out this philosophy that we're playing defensively is not effective at all.
nah.
And it's almost like Griffin is forcing it, knowing that it's not working, hoping that it'll eventually work. No, my dude, we're over 10 games in. If it's not working, we need to regroup. We got to retreat. We got to retreat from this defense, bro. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man. We're playing Chicago on Thursday, and Levine probably ain't going to play that much, but they probably going to put about 50% points on the board. It's like every game we get somebody's best shot on offense, and I just wish the Bucks.
And I agree that everybody's gonna play us tough because of our team and the hype around our team. But we need to do things that we're still making the same mistakes that we made in the initial game. That's the problem. I'm still not seeing the growth on defense or on offense. We should be force feeding the pick and roll until we get it right, especially against a team that was wounded. This should have been a game where we could have worked out the kinks. We shouldn't have been having to fight like this to win this game. And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, we shouldn't have, it shouldn't have been like this at all. It's just like every game, it seems like Giannis can't get his stuff going. They double Dane all the time. Rotate, get Dane the ball. Just rotate, get Dane the ball.
Are we at the point that we do see that we need to run the offense through Dame, let him penetrate, and pick up the pace a little bit? We need to pick up the pace a little bit.
What they try to do today more, so I appreciate they did that. But I'm happy they won this game. They should have won this game. This
isn't anything. This is a team we should beat. They're without their best 2 out of their best 3 players. We were in a dogfight with their bench.
Their backups.
Come on, man.
I know it's nauseating, man. It just, and then people come out there get at you, get at me like, oh, why you guys got a super team? You guys are complaining like we're not playing
like a super team. 1 second. Shout out to Bucks Nation. Let's get them likes up. Y'all. It's a whole bunch of y'all in here. We only got 30 likes. Hey, we're not asking for much. You hit that like button. It just helps Bucks Nation grow and lets other Bucks fans find the content. Come on, y'all. Let's hit the like button. Appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, it just, the days that they play and they're going to win games like this, and then you expect them to win, and they just get outscored by team Wizards scoring over 50 on it. 50% on this. it's like a constant revolving door. Like we gotta start shutting these teams down. Like blow them. Like we need to blow
And
teams out.
these type of games is what people be talking about, where they like, well, even though we don't like Bud was at least getting teams blown out. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's validity to that. The people that are be in the chat like, see, at least when we have Bud, even though it's a regular season, we are blowing teams out. Every game is a dogfight in this season. What I will say is that I've been saying, regardless of what happens, the Bucks can close. That's one
Yeah.
thing that I do appreciate what's going on. The
No,
Bucks will close you out. I don't have any problems if we're down 5 with like 3 minutes left. In my head, we're up 5. You get what I'm saying? I don't worry about us in a close game down the stretch. My problem is, Bucks Nation, before y'all go in, is how did we get to that point where we needed to be clutch? Do you get what I'm saying? I understand it's learning and it's proven that we can win and we can close out teams, but why did we get to that point? Why were we not up 10 by then? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do we always have to pull a Hercules? Why do we always have to go Super Saiyan at the end of games to win? Why do we have to go Super Saiyan?
No. Why we gotta go Ultra Instinct?
Yeah, right. Like I said, Bucks Nation, I know it seems like I'm upset, and some might even say I'm negative. The problem is that I'm stating is we're not playing to our potential, and I'm not seeing any changes that's going to make us better than what we are. We are a team that can just score at will. We can't defend anybody, but we can score at will. That's our defense, is getting buckets at this point. This is another team that almost put 130 on us.
I think the Pacers, I believe.
Yeah, they scored 124, which is pretty much 130. We can't we can't stop it. The Bucks can't stop a nosebleed at this point.
Oh, I just took it out of my
mouth. we can't stop a nosebleed, bro. This is crazy. And why weren't we playing Ajax?
It seems
he can at least play defense. Griffin, use your gray matter, my friend.
You
need an on-ball defender. At minimum, Ajax is an on-ball defender.
He was in there, man. He was like the plays in there. He was going on. He was correct. He created 3 turnovers, I believe.
Shout out to you, Mr. Smith. Too. Let me tap you in, man. This is I'm hot. I need y'all to talk for a minute, man. This is ridiculous, bro. I'm hot. Oh, shout out to Mr. Smith. Right. What up, Dan? Let me get y'all shout out, man. Go ahead.
Bless up.
I'm too charged. Go ahead, Mr. Smith. Let me let you chop it up.
Peace to the chat. Peace to you, Daniel. Peace to you, Amara. Peace
right,
to everybody. Happiness. How's everybody doing?
All right. Hey, we won, so that's the positive. I'm just the way we're winning games is irking me.
You must be.
I'm sorry. Say again, Daniel.
You broke up.
So they play like the Warriors, man. It's like,
but we are the Warriors. It's not even play like we are the Warriors of the East. Period. That's what it is.
So, if you allow me, let me start with the stuff that I am happy about.
Right.
That I did. First of all, I did not expect Chris Middleton to play tonight. I had resigned myself to the belief that he wasn't going to play. He was questionable all day. For me, Chris Middleton being questionable means, or has meant in the past, that he won't play. And he did play, and he came up with some key shots in the fourth quarter. I like the energy and the synergy that is beginning to form between those 3 players, Chris, Giannis, and Dame, the few times that we do get an opportunity to see them in the fourth quarter. Because Chris, for all that people will complain about him, is outstanding at picking his spots, right?
Agreed.
I'm going to fit around you, right? I'm not going to come in and elbow my way into the offense and take away from anybody else. I'll get in where I fit in. He is the perfect guy at that. And the 2 shots that he hit, fantastic. It was more than 2 shots. But
and that's one thing we got to give Chris Middleton credit on. He's a closer. He has heart. Chris Middleton can hit big shots at any time. That's the thing I think that they know. And I wonder if they like, if the game is close, we'll win anyway because we got all of this excessive offensive talent. Do you get what I'm saying, Mr. Smith?
You mean
Because what they need,
as to why we're playing the way that we do? I
I'm
think
not
it's
saying why.
habit.
I'm just saying I feel like they're super confident in close games where they don't feel that they need to turn it on until they need to turn it on. Because we
I think
pulled
that's
away
fool's.
late. It might be. I agree.
I think that's fool's gold. I think there's definitely some validity to that because what we're starting to see is we're starting to see a pattern, right? Of this is we'll whether we're hanging with the team or we'll just flat out not play basketball for 3.5 quarters, right? Where we're actually we're getting blown out. So we're either getting blown out or we're hanging with the team. I have yet to see us steamroll teams the way that we have in the past. What we're opting instead now to do is we are like the 800 runner that will pace you the entire way. You know that we can run faster. We're not. You know what I mean? And we're just kind of hanging in like your
Doing enough to stay
mirror.
within striking distance.
All right, I'm gonna take over.
And I mean, I guess maybe he knows something that we don't about the fitness of the players, and maybe that's what they're opting to do because everything gets turned up. The defense gets turned up. The defense that we complain about, and oh man, I was. If there was a person in here, I'm in here by myself tonight. You know, the old lady had something to do or whatever. I'm glad because she'd probably curse me out with all the noise that I was making. Man, I can't be around people. I can't be around people, right? You know what I mean? These guys are making
Shout out
so that I
humility.
can't be around people sometimes with some of the stuff. I think I was thinking about this. I think it was obvious that there was going to be changes to the philosophy when we got a new coach, right? That's the statement that management is making, that we were not pleased with what happened before, so out with the old and with the new, right? So we knew that things were going to change. And if we're being reasonable, which we often are not in the immediate aftermath of the game, right? If we're being reasonable, you have to have enough of a sample size so that you can draw something from this. Like you can actually say, all right, well, we have enough data to support either continuing to play like this or turning it around, unless it's drastically bad.
Well,
like,
1 second, Mr. Smith. I just want to address this question because this is a great question. I just want to read this one out. John Jackson said, guys aren't rotating. That's why they're open. I have no idea what they're doing in practice. They look confused on switches and rotations. I definitely agree on defense. That is a huge issue.
I'm tired of that. But my thing is, I'm tired of. I didn't mean to cut you off, Daniel.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say I was just on his on Andrew's point that they get closer to the corner threes. That's what they like the high percentage, and that's what they hit with. That's what they was giving up a lot. Those threes that was getting, those mostly corner threes that was giving up.
It's the same problem. Again, it's the same thing all the time. And it was that there was an article that was put out where I think they did a power ranking and the Bucks were at number 5.
I put that in the community tab. Yep, they bombed on Griffin.
Okay, so you saw, but everything they said was spot on, and I love that they started with the fact that our point of attack defense is an utter failure right now. Right, everything starts there because Griffin believes in help defense. I am not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Right, no one is staying home on the 3-point shooters. So every single time that someone defeats or gets by his initial defender, which for us is all the damn time, right? All the time. Like
I'm gonna tap you in a minute, B-Shaq.
All the time. No one knows how to slide their feet and stay in front of someone and use their body as a barrier without foul. No one knows how to do that. So we're either committing the foul or we're already in a trail position, which prompts the next person to come up and have to play help defense, and they don't have to, but they are, which leaves wide open shooters. We're very well scouted at this point, at least for the first 3 quarters. Because what happens in the fourth quarter is that Adrian Griffin's defense, his philosophy becomes viable because these guys turn it up. So to me, that would suggest that your vision of the team only works when guys are playing at a pace that they cannot maintain for the entire game. So for the first 3 quarters, we're seeing people, every time they make mistakes, they're half-assing it, which is allowing all that you see in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, I'm actually seeing the team that maybe Adrian Griffin envisioned. but they can't do it for 4 quarters, which is why when Bud was here, he said we're not going to do that. Why? Because when people are at home on the three-point shooters, we don't have to run all over the court. You maintain your shell of a defense. You maintain your energy. Now, if we are asking me which is the better defense, Bud's defense was clearly the better defense. But Adrian Griffin, I don't know. Like, so out of necessity, Milwaukee is finding out that they can close out games, right? I think we have one of the best point differentials in the fourth quarter. I think
the best.
Yeah, the best.
So we have the best. Okay,
Yeah.
so there you go. Out of necessity, that is to me a consolation prize, right? Because I would prefer that we not be in these positions to know this. I'm glad that we know it, but wouldn't it be nice if we could go out and have a team beat so badly that we can actually rest these guys?
That's what I'm saying. Why are we not turning up sooner?
I mean, I'm wondering what kind of toll this is going to take on people at the end of the season. If it, you know what I mean? Because there is
37 minutes to beat a team with 2 players down is crazy. Hey, B-Shack, give us 1 second. I'm going to tap you in here in 1 minute, B-Shack, if you can hear me.
So, like, little simple things. Like, I'm seeing the thing that frustrates me so much about Beasley, he'll do in the fourth quarter. I'm not saying he's fantastic at it, but he's better at staying in front of his man in the fourth quarter. So my question is, well, why you can't do this all game, bro?
So is that coaching then too, though? Is that coaching too, that you're not keeping these guys motivated, or you're not putting a plan in place for them to be able to execute early in the game? Or is it just the players saying we're not going to lose this game, we'll bite down now and play for real? It's got to be one or the other. It got to be one or the other.
I'll let you go, Dave. I don't want to
monopolize. I feel like what's going on now is they're playing to not lose. You know, they're trying to, okay, we're going to, try to maintain this until the fourth quarter. But I'm like, just blow them out and get it over with. But it's like the defense, like you're right, Mr. Smith, that the defense from Bud is a little bit better. And the only problem that we had with him was he couldn't adjust. If he would just adjust a little bit better,
he would still be here
right now.
That was his undoing. But as far as offensive schemes, defensive schemes, he was a far superior. Like there are moments in time when I'm like, what the hell? Why is it? Someone explain to me, because I don't know everything.
1 second,
maybe
Mr.
the ladies.
Hey, Daniel, can you drop just for a second so I can pull in B-Shack and just tap back in? Okay, my man Daniel. Okay, I'll holler at you 1 second. Let me just pull in B-Shack and just tap back in a couple, bro. All right.
I don't know. Like, I'm seeing a stat where someone is saying that without perimeter defenders, it makes Bud's system impossible. Maybe. I'm not completely dismissing that. B-Shack, what's happening, man?
Shout out to B-Shack.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on?
What's happening? Right. But I do think
look at B-Shack face.
Difficult. I'll definitely grant you that. It's definitely more difficult. My thing is, if people stay at home with their shooters, everything becomes that much more difficult for an opposing offense. Trying to make a pass to a shooter now becomes more difficult, because you have players who offer resistance even on the pass, let alone the shot. They're there, right? You know what I mean? It makes it look worse when these already bad defenders are constantly trailing the play. There was a play that I saw, not in this game, I think it was in the previous game, where Cameron Payne didn't know what he was doing. Like, I didn't know what you were doing. Like, so there was a player who was in the middle of rotating the ball to who Cameron Payne is supposed to be on. But Cameron Payne is halfway committed between whether he's going to collapse into the paint to stop the drive, because the primary defender is terrible, and he was halfway committed to that, and halfway committed to his own player, which makes things like
but that's coaching. That's what I'm saying, though, Mr. Smith. That's the coaching part. They don't look like they know what they're doing when certain things, when the offense reacts in a certain way, it confuses the defense. They don't know where the rotation should be, and then you get an open shot. I think that for the most part this year, teams are shooting over 45% on us this year. I want to say it's probably closer to 50%. That's insane. 50%.
It's terrible.
Miami shot 50% from the field and almost 50% from the free throw from the 3-point line. You're not gonna win a lot of games when you're letting teams shoot almost 50% from the field and from the 3-point line. The reason that we're winning is literally at this point, no disrespect, is superior talent, elite talent.
Yeah.
That's why we're winning. Period.
You
Yeah,
need offense,
coaching
definitely.
coaching isn't helping us right now. What's up, Mr. Smith? Good to see you tonight.
Man, B-Shack,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry. I'm looking at your face. You look dejected, but go ahead,
No,
B-Shack.
it was just such a roller coaster emotional game to watch.
Agreed.
But like the Ringer article you sent out earlier, they roasted Griffin, man.
Man,
I
that
mean,
was bad.
roasted him. And they basically pretty much said that was the biggest mistake of the offseason
Mistake, yeah. Yeah.
was hiring him. But he's our coach, so we dealing with it right now. But let me just take a step back and look at everything in context tonight. We know the Heat. I don't care who's on the court. I don't care if Jimmy's out. I don't care. It don't matter. The Heat always play us tough. It's a combination of them playing us tough, and there's a consciousness we have when we play the Heat that think makes us a little hesitant sometimes. Bam is probably the best defender on Giannis in the league. So you put it in context, you know that he was gonna play. They're gonna play tough, but it's a tale of two. Really, a tale of two stories of this team. There's a one story on offense, a totally different story on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think psychologically, we know we can close now. See, I don't think we push it the way we should because this get listen. I personally feel like the days of us losing close games are over.
That's a wrap. Yeah, that's a wrap.
If if they are within uh you know going to the fourth quarter within 10 points, no team is safe. And if we are tied to have the lead, I have 100% confidence we're going to win the
Right.
game. And it's number one is because of Dame, but number two, man, did you see how Chris, Giannis,
I
and Dame were working in that
I
fourth
started with that.
quarter?
I
Oh
started
my,
with that.
oh
But
my
my thing is, why
goodness,
don't
that
we
was
have that
scary.
mentality in the what we saw in the fourth quarter is what we think this team really is. But the problem is we have not seen this team perform like they do in the fourth for 4 quarters. That's the problem.
Because
And now
of
look
what
at
I
the
just
comment
said.
section. Look at Francis. Bucks ball and relax. Everyone, we are the king of the fourth quarter. You see what I'm saying? Everybody don't even panic because they know in the fourth quarter we gonna get it cracking. But the problem
But what
is, what does Coach Griffin need to do to get this team motivated in the first 3 quarters, not to coast and have to pull off heroics to win in the fourth? Because that's heroic. I mean, Giannis get dialed in. He hitting free throws. Middleton is hitting threes. Lillard hitting threes. Everybody is getting it cooking. What is what is stopping them from getting
I
that
tell you,
focus
I tell you what
early
it
in the
is.
game, man?
I tell you what it is. It's Dame. Dame plays it too cool in the first 3 quarters. He sits back,
agreed.
he defers. Sometimes the guys are bringing it up. He's not even looking at the ball. He's just kind of going straight to the corner. Then he turns. He is. I know he knows he has a closing ability, but what's hurting us right now is the attitude we start the game with. He has to come in aggressive. Now he said he wanted to play the whole first quarter to get a rhythm, but he needs to use it also to start being aggressive, get his offensive rhythm going. He's too passive, man. That's the problem. I promise you, if Dame starts to attack more in the first quarter, you'll see us get off to better starts. I'm positive. I think he's the key to that.
I agree with that, but I really think it being so early in the season with Dame, I think he's really trying not to ruffle feathers because this is a team that's been together for a while. They don't win a championship besides Drew. I really think he's trying to pick his spots and not ruffle feathers. But then he knows in the fourth quarter that they have no choice but to accept him being
Yeah,
Dame in the
yeah.
fourth quarter. So then he feels comfortable being who he really is. And that's also coaching to a certain extent. I know he's the player, But the coach should be like, hey, we need to get Dame going early. Because Giannis can score when he wants on anybody. Bam is a great defender. Giannis put 33 on his head.
But
Yeah.
to me, I guess my pushback would be, we're talking about scoring, right? In the first quarter, and like Damon, scoring is not a problem with this team. These guys, I think, could drop. Each one of them could drop 30 in their sleep. The problem remains the defense. That's where you would see the blowout if these guys defensively, and I think a lot of that is absolutely coaching. I told you, I am not a fan of this overhelping defense garbage, right? I am not a fan of the fact that the problem to me is twofold, right? Because Adrian Griffin wants to play a certain way that he can't with the guys that he has on there. And it's even more frustrating because he has players on the team that would fit his scheme better. Now, I'm not even entirely sure about the merits of his scheme, but I know that we're not going to get an opportunity to really see it at its best because he refuses to play the guys for lengthy minutes that would really play it well.
Yeah.
Why is Ajax only getting into the game with 1 minute left in the third quarter? Like, what the hell is that?
I don't understand that.
Beauchamp 9 minutes. Jackson Jr. played 3 minutes this game and still had 6 points.
Yeah.
If your problem is perimeter defense and you need length, and these guys actually have the length, then what do they have to do to get in the game? What did Ajax do? I'm really thinking, like, did you curse out somebody? Did you, like, flat out throw the ball at a coach? Why isn't he not in the game?
Who did you rub the wrong way? Did you look at one of the coach's wives? What did you do? Like, what did you do?
Right, exactly, because he's not even getting the opportunity to get momentum going, right? So he'll get in the game, and granted, I'm not saying that he's a 10 out of 10 player when he gets in the game. It's what I think a lot of people like myself are excited about is his starting point, and it can only go up if you give him the opportunity. But instead of giving him the opportunity, we have people like I think I can Pat Connaughton, who at his best is mid. At his best
is mid. Right?
At his best. Why are you getting the lion's share of the minutes? Like, even, and I don't wish injury on anyone.
Right.
So first and foremost, full health, quick, expedient recovery for Pat Connaughton, right? But even when he went out, the first person off the bench was Campaign. What are we doing, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Pat Connaughton can't get Ajax can't get in the game for anything. Chris Middleton is playing on a minutes restriction. Jay Crowder won't be here until next year, whenever. Like, you know what I mean? Pat Connaughton goes out, and Ajax still can't get in the game. You got people coming in to play his minutes. That's not even his position. He's a point guard, and he came to play.
Well, first of all, let me express my deep sorrow that Pat got hurt tonight. I'm so grieved that Pat got hurt tonight.
But we got to shout out Pat, though. Pat was hooping until he got hurt, though, B-Shack. This was his 1 in 7 games that he was going to have a good game.
Okay,
he was
I'm
due.
about to be. Y'all play the good cop. I'll play the bad cop. I ain't upset because if this what it takes to get Ajax on the court, if this what it takes to get him on the court, because listen, the dude is shooting with confidence. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? He is not hesitating. He's shooting with confidence. What do you think is going to happen if this boy gets more playing time? He's going to get more and more confidence. And right now, I think Marjon is a little shaky. He was fouling like crazy tonight.
Yeah,
Give Ajax a shot. Give him a shot.
Marjon dropped.
But let me play the good cop for Marjon. Is he playing bad because his minutes are so inconsistent? He doesn't even get in a rhythm, and he might be pressing too much because he wants to get minutes back, get minutes in the game. It's not like he knows if he's gonna play or not. You get what I'm saying? So he might be pressing.
You see what happens with Dame? You see what happens with Dame? Regardless of what happens through the first 3 quarters, Dame, when the fourth quarter comes, his confidence and his mental strength are superior. Right? It's why he's one of the 75 best players we've ever seen. I don't care what he was doing. Missed layups, wide open, so he can miss all of that. You get to the fourth quarter and he becomes Michael Jordan. I'm so happy that we have that.
Yeah, he does. He
Marjon,
does.
the complete opposite,
Right.
right? If Marjon starts to miss it, the lights get really bright, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, there was a play, I think very shortly afterwards, the coach, who I think is not immediately pulling people off, immediately pulled Marjon off. I think Damian he drove to the rim, he dished to Marjon and went right through Marjon's hands, right? And like he wasn't even paying attention. Like he didn't watch the ball come in. So it's like one of those situations where the quarterback gives you the perfect pass and the wide receiver starts looking upfield before he catches the ball. That's the quickest way to get pulled off the field. And Marjon's having that. So how do you fix that, right? Do you put Marjon right back on the bench where his confidence will continue to erode and then you'll never get any use out of him? Or do you try to build this person up because you believe in his ceiling? Is the fan base the only ones who believe in his ceiling? I don't know anymore.
Well, remember this. There's a difference between the D League or G League. What is it called? The D League now?
G League.
G League. It's the difference between that and the NCAA tournament and the championship. Ajax is a college champion from UConn.
There you go.
So this regular season, like,
period.
Yeah, this regular season stuff don't phase him. He has had the whole country's eyes on him in a championship game. And so I don't see Marjon as a year ahead of Ajax. I see them on the same level.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't either.
And I think
Ajax, I would say Ajax might even be a little ahead in certain areas. I would say the Ajax is a little ahead of Marjon.
A lot ahead.
Not just a little. Not just a little.
Yeah, his
floor game, his instincts.
His court vision is superior. Like,
I'm trying to protect Beauchamp. That's my boy. I'm trying to protect Beauchamp. Y'all all right.
I like Beauchamp.
I'm trying to protect Beauchamp.
But it's obvious. It's obvious. You know,
his
Ajax
court vision is superior. Yeah.
When he comes in, you can tell, man, he is ready. To play. So listen, it's all positive for him, man. It's all positive for him. But I just think in general, man, if you really take a bird's eye view, our defense still is shaky. Our offense is starting to click, and we're still winning. That's why I'm telling you, if we make a trade,
what up, Tommy,
for a really high level perimeter defender, okay, and I think if we can do something to get a little more athletic with the bigs. Listen, I made this statement earlier, and I know the chat is gonna come after me. I didn't like it when Giannis signed before he said he was going to sign. I didn't like it. I know everybody in Milwaukee was like, "Oh yeah." But what my thought process was like, no, keep pressure.
You think they're going to rest on their laurels now?
Yeah.
That's my fear. Now, we all know when someone signs, that does not mean what it used to mean. People can still force themselves out, but that's not Giannis. But I'm saying he should have held that chip through this season, because I think that would have put a more of a sense of urgency that, if the defense looked like this and Giannis hadn't signed, trust me, it would be a whole nother level of pressure.
Maybe. It's a good theory for sure. But I think the other side of that coin is that it becomes a constant distraction. And the people who are the most vulnerable to that, I think, would suffer at that particular point. I think Giannis, trying to be the consummate team guy, said, I want to put this to bed and I don't want this to be a conversation. I mean, pros and cons to everything, right?
And I think he's also, it could impact the team negatively if they think, oh, he's going to leave at the end of the year. Maybe that affects team chemistry. Yeah, it could affect team chemistry as well.
That's the other side of the coin that we won't know.
Shout out to Tish.
That we won't know because we weren't put in that situation. Again, I think the offense, like I said, What's crazy is, like I said, I'm not concerned about my offense. Right now, we're getting better. I think right now, in some of these, the fantastic ladies in the chat who always come in with the stats,
Man.
correct me if I'm wrong,
Right.
but I think we're like seventh in overall. I think we're fifth in scoring and seventh in offensive efficiency. I'm good because we're getting better. With
Right.
that, we're top 10 and we're getting better. You know what I mean? And what I was really pleased about was, like I said before, Chris Middleton
Middleton, yep.
finding his spots and not in a way that's not intrusive to Dame and Giannis, which I thought was a problem
And this is
because they
why
weren't.
before the season started, everyone said that Chris Middleton is the X factor. What you saw in the fourth quarter is why they said Chris Middleton is the X factor on this team, and he
What
could be
was
the
his
reason
plus
to get us
minus?
over the ump. Yeah, he picks his spots, and
What was his
he's clutch.
plus
Middleton is
20?
clutch.
Plus 20.
Yes,
Let's give Middleton his flowers. Regardless of what we say, liability on defense, he hurt, but when he's in the game and it's the fourth quarter, you can count on Middleton.
I'm
He was
confident.
plus. He
I'm
was plus
confident in
20.
Middleton.
Listen, I'm hypercritical.
He was
Yeah,
plus
and
I'm
20.
hey,
hypercritical,
when
and
Middleton
I'm
got the ball
confident that
late in the
he's in the
game,
game.
I just sit back.
Yeah,
He is.
absolutely.
He is being. He is
Additionally,
being hunted on defense, though.
He's being hunted. Him and Pat Connaughton are being
They
hunted
look at that.
in
They
a
look at that
crazy
white.
way.
They look at that white knee pads. You know.
Right. Hey, Chitty, I
I mean,
see you in the
he
green room.
got
I'll get to you in
skated
a
on.
minute.
He got skated on twice tonight, kind of bad.
he did. He did.
But he redeemed himself.
So,
Facts.
additionally, I also like the fact that we have in our back pocket, out of necessity, the knowledge that if we wanted to feature Brooke Lopez, which I wish they would do more, that we can. Because Brooke Lopez has still, at his age, has an offensive package. I'm good on offense. I really am. Because I actually think that they're going to gel even more. I think Dame, in recognition of not trying to step on Giannis' shot, is choosing to be more passive in the early part of the game and then kind of turn it up. I think that is the chemistry that they've developed. That pick and roll is looking a little bit better incrementally every game. I'm cool on my offense. We should probably maybe finish with that point so that it's a positive edge.
Mhm.
But our defense in the first three quarters, I am. Look, man, I don't even. We need a perimeter help because it is not in the form of the guys that we have.
Also,
Not the guys that
no,
you
I
would
agree. I
play.
want to bring something else up too, though, Mr. Smith and B. Shot. Chitty, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. I just want to finish these next couple comments. Do you guys think that it's a problem with Brooke Lopez versus younger athletic centers? It seems like his game is nullified against young athletic centers, and they start to get off on him.
Well,
I think
young
the
young
bad. I'm
young
sorry.
athletic players bother us. Period. Young athletic players. I don't care how bad the team is. Give us fits. And until we get our energy up in the fourth quarter, we don't seem to be able to match them until we really take it up. Our normal level usually can't match the energy of these young athletic players. So I think, yeah, Brooke is an issue, but I think it's not just Brooke. I think you got guys like Pat and
Beasley too.
Beasley who are not super athletic. We're at a deficit against young
Shout out to
athletic
you, Jew
guys.
28KE. Appreciate the subscription, bro. Shout
Yeah,
out to you,
that's a good. Beasley's lack of athleticism is infuriating sometimes. Like,
bro.
what? Why are you? Oh my gosh! But to the point that you were making with Brooke, I think that would be problematic for all but a select few
Hmm.
when people are constantly penetrating into the paint with no trailing defense. So you're leaving him at odds. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that safety in the middle of the field who now has to pick left or right. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And we're expecting him to always pick because the cornerback, who's supposed to be the primary player on that guy, is always 3 and 4 steps behind the play. Well,
Which
I
would be
mean,
our
you need
guards.
Ed
Yeah, our
Reed at this
guards are our
point.
cornerbacks, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know football like that, our guards are the cornerbacks. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, I didn't mean to lose anybody in the terminology, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you need Ed Reed
Mm-hmm.
at that point, right? You need Triple J last year from Memphis to be superior in that way. Most centers are going to suffer if someone is penetrating at will every single game. That is the problem.
Eliza, we are being positive. We are giving the Bucks their flowers, and you see, we're giving Chris Middleton his flowers, and we're also talking about how clutch this team is and bringing up the
Yeah,
stats.
I,
All we're
I,
saying is that this defense sometimes is hard to watch until the fourth quarter. And what we're trying to figure out is, why is this happening? Why can't we just get it going in the first quarter, first 3 quarters? That's what we're discussing now, because it's going to come a time when
yeah,
we're playing elite
absolutely.
talent. Appreciate the subscription, Rep Milwaukee 414. Salute, salute. That's what we're discussing here, because when we start playing elite talent, we can't play defense like this.
so my parting comment
Mhm.
is this. Amara, you said you're going to give Griffin 20 games, right?
Mhm.
We're at 18 now, right? Okay. So let me say this: with Pat injured, that ankle sprain looks like he's going to be out
A couple
for
weeks.
at least a couple of games. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Right now, Griffin's on trial. I think his biggest weakness as a coach is personnel management.
Mm.
And he is right now with Pat out. He's on trial. If you don't know who to play now with 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 Jay out and with Pat out, if he don't play those young guys, I'm gonna be leading the charge that we made a mistake. Maybe we need to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think right now what my frustration would be to the people who want us to be super positive. I'm glad that we're winning. I really
Absolutely.
am. I'm glad that we're winning. And
Eliza, you hear that positive commentary? We're glad that we're winning. We're just
I'm
which
glad
I
too,
said
we,
before.
Eliza.
right.
Which
We're
I said
glad that
before. I
you're
can't
winning.
break
We're just trying to tighten up a
respectfully,
few
I can't break
things.
it down any more than that. I said that to begin with. I'm pleased with my offense because before I wasn't even that. I'm pleased with what I'm seeing on my
Mm-hmm.
offense because I am starting to see that gel happen, right?
Yes, absolutely,
But for the people who
absolutely.
have children, right, who they know that their children can succeed better than they are, right? We have a child who we think, and maybe we're wrong, but we think our child is capable of A grades, and our child is giving us B minus results. Now we're passing with B minus results. We're getting by, but the school that we need our child to get into requires a 3.8 GPA. So every
Talk.
time
Preach,
you see
Talk.
a
preach.
B minus grade, you're looking at your child like, what am I doing wrong? Because I know from the conversations that we have that you are capable of doing better. There will come a time when we're not going to play a Miami team missing Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. There will come a time when we're not getting a regular
And that's
dose
what we're
of
talking about.
Washington. There will come
Cook.
a time when we're not playing the Portland Trailblazers who've only won 4 games. There is going to come a time when we are going to play the Celtics again
Mm-hmm.
and Denver. And I think we can beat those teams because I'm positive about my child. I think that we are capable of beating them. I would like to start seeing some A's, though, to flesh out my belief. I am tired of B minus when I know that we can get A.
And
I'm
that's what
happy
we're
that we're
saying. And
passing.
that's all we're saying. Hold on one
I'm
sec. Let me
happy
get
that
the
we're
super chat
passing.
off. 1 second, Mr.
Yeah.
Smith. My boy 78 Sports TV was good. Shout out to the LDBC, the general. Appreciate the $10 super chat, 78. Yes, sir. I got a video coming on this one. I got my chest poked out like Dolly Parton on this win. This man. Shout out to you, 78.
All right,
Salute, salute.
y'all.
Appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Appreciate you.
Salute. And
I'm
this will be
gonna
like my
bid y'all
last
good
statement,
night.
right?
Okay.
I think salute, B-Shack, salute.
Oh, you had it out, B
So
Shack? Okay, I'm gonna tap you in,
Yeah, I
Chitty.
head out.
All right.
All
Good.
right.
Hey, B Shack, we always appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you. Let me tap you in here. All right,
I
Chitty.
personally
Give you a
think
second. Shout out to
he's ready. He came on
you see him,
smiling. He's
Mister.
ready.
That's why I didn't say nothing. You see him, Mister.
He's ready. He's ready. I personally think that I would love to see Ajax more
Yeah,
because I
agreed.
think a lot. I'm not saying that he will come and solve problems. I just think that seeing him in a starting lineup, or certainly getting more time than he's getting, would go a long way to solving some of the issues that we have, right? If you are able to move your feet, stay in front of the primary ball handler and at least slow the penetration down into the paint, then you're going to help Brook out a lot, right? Brook is who he's been for the last 3 years. He's fantastic. Like you said, it helped defense and cleaning things up.
1 second,
But
Mr. Smith. 1 second. I want you to address this too. 7Z said, Mr. Smith, Dame can be MJ in the regular season, but let's see if he can be effective in the playoffs. 7Z, I just want to address this. 7Z, do you, fam, Dame has some of the most iconic, historic playoff shots of all time. When they show playoff, when the playoffs start and they have the commercials, 3 out of the 4 shots is from Dame. Let's be clear. Dame is a playoff player, sir. Let's be clear, 7.
Say to that. He's got how many? He's got like a. Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. Dame in the playoffs. Come on, man. And I mess with you heavy, 7Z. Come on, fam.
But yeah, and that's because I know Chitty is ready, so I don't want to step on your shot.
Go ahead, Chitty. But stay online. But stay online, Mr. Smith. Stay online. Go ahead, Chitty.
That, right?
Mr.
I think it would
Mr.
go
Smith,
a long way to see
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith,
yes,
the very first time of you on this call, I kind of like talked about the last time you attacked me, and I didn't like it. So I said, let's macho it out. Let's settle it out, man to man, and let's know what's up. But
I attacked you. What specifically?
Exactly.
I attacked you.
I remember the call.
Okay, go ahead. But before you get into it, Chitty, are you happy about today's game? Go ahead, Chitty.
Oh, I'm very much happy. First of all, Amara, you are the chairman, so well done. Thank you for hosting the show. Mr. Smith, I'm going to settle your matter now. You understand? So I'm happy with the way we played today. I think it's a great test for us, and I think we passed that test exceedingly well. I didn't expect anything less than what the Miami brought, whether Jimmy Butler was playing or he wasn't playing. Guess what? They really humiliated us during the playoffs. I don't think they would have actually. They came in with a confidence of not a high esteem confidence of, or let me just say over high esteem confidence of we're going to beat the Bucks. But they came in with a high esteem confidence of we're beating these guys in the playoffs, and it's just quite some few months back we will do it again. You understand? But it wasn't a false confidence. It was the right kind of confidence with a fine tune of ego in it. But then I think this game made a statement saying, okay, we didn't have the right coach at the time, and we didn't have the right personnel because we actually had to make changes in terms of the teammates. Drew Holiday was traded, Grayson Allen was traded, and if you look at those games during the playoffs, it was a close game. Apart from I think the first game in that series that was a blowout. But I think the remaining 4 was really a close game. Like it was 5 points difference, 3-point difference, overtime, kind of stuff like that. And so today's game was a statement to shut that stuff down and tell them, see, Milwaukee Bucks was still the king in the East, and if you want to go for that championship again, you need to pass through us. And I think the Boston Celtics are going to get it the next time we play them, because this time around.
1 second, I got a couple of super chats I just need to read off. 1 second, and then I got you, Mr. Smith, too. Hold on 1 second. What up, 78? The General, appreciate the $20 super chat. All I want to know is this. We are 13-5 playing like trash. Then what chance does your favorite team stand against a worked out Bucks? Facts. We're not playing that well, and we're still cooking people. It's very interesting. Got one more super chat here. Hold on. T. Garrett, appreciate the 1999 super chat. Salute. The Pat injury, if long-term, will be a blessing in disguise. Chris minutes will go up, and Ajax confidence will continue to grow. Shout out to you, T. Garrett.
My only thing with that, I don't want to step on
right.
Chitty's momentum, right, is that, again, I just want to make it clear. I do not rejoice in anyone's injury.
Right?
Same. Right. And so I don't want to see Pat out injured. I did not want to see him on the court, but I would prefer for that decision to have been made because the coach is saying, you know what, we have other players who could probably do better.
Facts.
I don't want him to have to roll his ankle and now we go to someone out of necessity. Bless up to Pat, quick healing, quick and complete healing. Come back and be a part of this Bucks, because I'd much rather have you making shots than us talking about maybe trading you. That's my message for the Pat. That's the Chitty. Let's go, baby. What you got?
Yeah, I agree also. I think Pat is part of the culture right now. I think he also fostered
Great point, Sherelle.
Dame coming into Milwaukee Bucks. And I agree that we still need him, even though he's not going to play much minutes, but he could still help with that motivation to the team.
I got a question for both of y'all. Look at this
So,
comment by Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool said, should we have kept Javon Carter because of his on-ball defense? Do you think that was a mistake, not keeping Javon Carter? Great comment, Mr. Cool. I have
to go back. I don't know what he was asking.
Javon Carter, no. See, I'll tell you something, right? I'll tell you something. Javon was coming from the Suns, right? Phoenix Suns. And when he came into Milwaukee Bucks, he came in with that mentality of, oh, okay, we're going to win a championship, right? Which was in 2023, this last season. But there's something that I noticed from that lineup. He was more or less like, after his minutes, he wanted to play more. There are a lot of things you could do to influence a team during the playoffs. But I didn't see that from I didn't see that from him. He was more or less like, oh, I want to play my minutes and get my buckets and I'm out. It wasn't more of a teammate who wanted the would I say collective success of the Milwaukee Bucks more than just get a ring and leave. So I don't see a player like that. Yeah, I don't see a player like that having.
One second, Chitty. Look. We, Pam be coming in here dropping stats.
Sorry,
hold on.
2 seconds, Chitty. Look at Pamela Machado. Is that how I pronounce your last name?
I think Machado. She got to let us know. We're just going to call her Pam. Pam said Middleton plus 20, Giannis plus 18, Dame plus 13. You're not going to lose many games with them that heavy in the positive. Them that heavy in the positive, we hard to beat. And like I said, we know our defense isn't shout out to Pam for the stat. What I would like to say is, and I've said it earlier, our offense is our defense until we get this figured out. And our offense is elite. It's elite. It's elite. It's hard to stop.
But Amara, I want to state it, but I don't know why Griffin always takes out Giannis in the first quarter of like 3 or 4 minutes. Why? He kind of like shuts down the tempo a bit. We were leading by 15-2 or something like that, 12-2. And then he took out Giannis.
I think that's the holdover from Bud's time.
Yeah, that's like that, but I don't get that.
The holdover from Bud's time.
The defense was actually clicking from the very first. I think he should let Giannis and Dame play the first quarter.
I think Brooke is averaging 2.9 blocks.
That might be a function of what Giannis is used to right now at this point too, right? Like I know a lot of players are used to their routine that they've had established. I think that's why Damian went to the coach and said, please play me for the entire first quarter, because that's what I've been used to all this time. Giannis, I know, has been doing that routine specifically that you just named for some time now, where he goes out a little before the end of the first quarter and comes in. I know, me personally, I can't tell somebody else how to feel about it. I don't have a big problem with that. My issue would be with the other guys who do get paid to play basketball, not letting the lead or whatever it is that we've established collapse when that happens. That's not a Giannis thing. That's an everybody else thing. I'm still stuck on the coach putting Ajax in for the first time with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. And that was when he got on the floor for the first time. That is bananas to me. Maybe someone can please tell me why that happened. How does Ajax only get on? Like, what is that about?
I think we need to call out Marjon Beauchamp and Bobby Portis. Those two players have, in a way, they have reduced their
output,
their contributions to the team. Yeah,
Bobby's played terrible the last 3 games. I think it's been the last 3 to 4 games. Bobby has played terrible.
And if I'm going to be honest, I don't mind trading Bobby. I don't mind trading him. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. You could get better players. You get better
That's a
players
rough
than
one.
Bobby. Like he's a player who he needs to put in more effort to be great in his role. But the moment he stops putting that effort, he could actually be a
I've been
liability
waiting
to
for
us.
this. I've been waiting for this one. Hold on one second. Hold on one second here.
Mhm.
Cream City 1846. This is my frenemy right here. Can somebody please explain to me how we're one of the top 3 to 4 teams in the league, and yet the SoCal fans are still complaining? Hold on. Well, I want to make sure I read your whole comment. Y'all still complain. Y'all act like talk like we lost. We have a losing record. No, sir. Hey, Cream City 1846, you see the link in the chat. I've been waiting for you to tap in. I've been waiting for you to tap in. Because again, we are not talking about now. We are looking to win a championship, which means we have to tighten the whole board, which means offense, defense need to be on par for us to get to the level that we want to get to. Do you think we could play defense like this and allow 50% shooting, 50% from 3 against the Celtics or the Sixers and expect to win? No, sir. No, sir. Do you think we can play a healthy Denver team and let them shoot 50% from the field or 50% from 3 and win? No, sir. What we're talking about here is the big picture. We're looking at what needs to be improved on this team to win a championship. We're not just talking about winning games now. We want to win a championship. And playing this type of defense is going to make it very difficult to win a championship when you have to go all out every fourth quarter to win a game, sir. That's what we're talking about.
I mean, if you're happy with B minus, then by all means rejoice. Go run and tell it on the mountain. If you're happy with B minus, I personally think that we're capable of A. And we're definitely going to need to be an A plus team if we're going to go up against these teams. I don't know. I can't spot a whole lot of weaknesses with Denver. Now, do I think that we can beat them? Yes, but not with B minus.
Not with B
If you're happy
minus.
with
That's
B
all we're
minus,
saying. Cream City, do
go
you
get
think
that
if
B
we
minus,
let
baby.
Denver shoot
Put it on the
50%
fridge.
that we're gonna beat them if they shoot 50% from the field and 50% from 3? I mean, let's be real. You can't allow that against good teams. Even like a Sacramento Kings, you let them shoot 50 and 50, we're gonna be in some trouble, man. We gotta tighten that up.
Facts, but just to assuage those fans who are saying again, so that it doesn't sound like a complete gripe session. Uh, Even though I think the gripes are legit, again, I think the offense is gelling in a way that I'm really pleased by. It's really starting to please me again, and I'm really impressed with guys like Chris Middleton who've had to take a step back with some of the things that we've done, but he's done it in a way that he's still adding to the team. His ability to get in where he fits in and find his spots around Dame and around Giannis, which I actually thought that they had issues with. How do they get going without getting in each other's way? And I think they're starting to kind of establish that place. And Chris is kind of like the gel, when he's available. It's kind of like the gel. I'm loving to see that, and it's making me excited to see it more. I hope that Chris, appreciate it, Sherelle. I hope that Chris can stay healthy so that we can continue to see more of that. I want us to cultivate more of that. I want us to cultivate our offense utilizing Brook Lopez, because out of necessity, when we started feeding Brook Lopez, he showed improved for us. You know what I mean? And that is a weapon that we have. In the greater majority of the games, we're going to be bigger than the teams that we play. So use that. Use Brook and Giannis as just a battering ram and abuse these teams. We could have did it tonight. I don't think we went to it as much as I would like, but I don't think we had to. I am pleased with Malik Beasley shooting in the fourth quarter. Malik Beasley shooting just in general, I think he's like 45% from 3 now. That's nothing to sneeze at. Offensively, we're starting to figure it out, and we are supremely confident in the fourth quarter. Now, I would like for us to be more confident in all of the quarters, but I'd rather have something than nothing. Because in the very beginning of the season, it didn't even look like we had that. So we are getting it together. The screen and roll is coming together incrementally. I haven't seen 1,000 different ways that it's been utilized, but it's better than it used to be. We are building. We're getting better. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing better off the ball movement from some of the other guys. Like, we are getting better on offense. I have no problems with that. Maybe I should stop there for the people who are just like, I can't ever hear anything negative about the Bucks. Just because I can keep on going with the offense. I'm really pleased. Now, yes, some of the guys that used to provide more for us are having a bad stretch of games. Bobby Portis is not having the greatest stretch. Now, he did finish the last game
strong
prior to this strong.
With the
but
2 back-to-back threes.
Prior to that is rough, and it was kind of very similar with Pat, where it's like a 1-4 average, where like once every 4 games he's going to come up with like a moment. It almost seems like the fans who are like ready to trade him, like if it were up to them, their finger is kind of like hovering over that button, hovering, and right before they press it, he'll do something like hit 2 threes or whatever. Pat, I'm about tired of you. I'm about tired of you. The Dallas game. All right, Pat, I'm cool. And Bobby, I'm about tired of you. I'm about tired of you. And then the last game prior to this, the Portland game, all right, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And I need maybe a little bit more consistency from them. But I think that I am pleased with the offense because I know that the ceiling is much higher than what I'm seeing. And we're already the 5th highest scoring team in the league, and we're in 7th place for overall offensive efficiency with a much higher ceiling to go. That's not my problem. My problem is my defense, and it's always this. I'm a Packer fan. My favorite part of football is defense, and we have Joe Barry as a defensive coordinator, right? I'm a Bucks fan, and my favorite part of basketball is defense, and we got, as an initial point of attack defender, we got Malik Beasley. It's rough sometimes, man. You know what I mean? It's just, but.
Cream City, hold on, man. Let me see what he's saying now. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chitty. This is crazy.
I agree with Mr. Smith. I think Bobby needs to step up. I think Marjon Beauchamp needs to step up. AJ Jackson, Andrew Jackson is killing that guy every game. It's his input. AJ Jackson's input is giving us more contribution towards winning games than that of Marjon Beauchamp. And I'll be honest with that. If you notice, the game against Portland that we had a 26-point deficit. The game against Portland had a 26-point deficit. If you notice, Andrew Jackson Jr. gave us more than when they did start him and what's his name, Marjon. He gave us more in terms of like these those littlest things that he does in defense and offense part of things like assist and other things that I feel we need more. And somebody mentioned something about Jordan Umora. I think Jordan Umora would have been a better fit in the kind of game we're playing right now, yes, because he's that kind of player that hits his shots, his threes, and I don't know why Board had to actually trade that guy for free to the Pacers. And if you notice, since Umora went to the Pacers have always had it like a call of duty to always beat us. Like it was always a tough game. So it kind of like means that Umora is a better player in the locker room to he kind of like motivate players, but at the same time, when he comes to his turn to assist and put up inputs, he does that efficiently. So
1 second, Jenny, I just want to put this stat back up. Shout out to Pan for keeping the stats going. Damian Lillard last 8 games, 29.3 points per game, 8.1 assists per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 46% field goal percentage, 40%. Hold on, let me make sure I get all of that. 40% from 3, 92% from the free throw line. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 8 games, 31.4 points a game, 11.9 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists per game, 62% field goal percentage.
And
that's
what I was
beastie.
What I was about to say was there's a stat, and I couldn't even say it fast enough, right? Because Pam got it up. I'm seeing in the chat. The best stat to me to illustrate what it is we're doing is where we stand in the clutch, right? What's defined as the clutch and how we compare to other teams. The comment that she made was Milwaukee in the clutch has a 129 offensive rating, 94.1 defensive rating, and a 35-point net rating. It's the best clutch team in the NBA, right? So it's just confirming what our eyes are telling us, which is that in the fourth quarter, for whatever reason, the Adrian Griffin vision for this team becomes viable. The issue for me would be, are we able to play that for fourth quarters? I don't know that we can do that. So is there another style of basketball that we can utilize
Yes.
that keeps us in games so that we don't have to be
Mr.
trailing
Smith,
by
we've been
16
talking about
points
this for
and need
about at least 2 weeks. The 2-3
Yeah.
zone. Where is the
Yeah.
2-3
Yeah.
zone? Anybody in the chat, can you please explain to me where the 2-3 zone is? That would buy us time until we need to bite down on the fourth quarter. If we just play the 2-3 zone, that eliminates people being exposed defensively. The whole point of the zone is to protect players that are inept defensively. But instead, you know these players are perimeter players are inept defensively, yet you're putting them in positions where they need to guard one-on-one and they can't do it. And you have seen the 2-3 zone work. Why can't we just do that? Can someone explain to me? It's on y'all. Please make that make sense.
So what I had also seen was that someone was saying that, not last year, but when we got PJ Tucker, he was someone that we were able to pull at the deadline. Why are we panicking? Firstly, there's no one panicking. I can't even say that anymore. No one panicking, right? Again, we're winning games. You know what I mean? And if that's all you really want, is the B- performance and cool, more power to you. I can't tell you how to fan, right? I would say if you revisit that, though, the PJ Tucker acquisition, John Horst, like I said, he is the consigliere from The Godfather. I don't know what he says to these people behind closed doors, but he gets it done because we didn't have a whole lot of assets and we pulled PJ Tucker out. We have even less assets now, right? When we went out and we got Jay Crowder, we gave up a lot of second-round picks to do that, right? I don't know how much we have in the way of trade. So, I mean, that's the other thing, the logistics of it.
The reality of it is we don't have a lot of leverage on that. Cream City 1846 said, what if we shoot just as good as them? We can't stop them. They can't stop us. Who you got your money on? Of course I got the money on the Bucks, but the problem is it would be nice not to be in these shootout situations. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're saying. We shouldn't have to be in a shootout every night. And it seems like no matter the team, how bad they are, if it's the Wizards, whoever, we're always in a shootout. Always in a shootout. And it comes down to the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. Go ahead, Chitty.
Actually, Amara, I want to say this, right? The Milwaukee Bucks currently in the NBA looks like the championship team. And any team that is playing us wants to beat us. Like that's what it is. They are bringing out their best every night. Like you can't blame the Milwaukee Bucks right now because every team right now knows that one of the biggest trade that happened in the NBA during the offseason was the Dame Lillard trade.
I agree with
everybody is aware that we are a big threat. So guess what? Even if he said,
I think that's the way it should be. You shouldn't. I'm ducking no smoke. Come
right,
with
agreed.
your absolute best game.
Yeah.
But then
exactly.
Then be able to answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think we're doing a perfect job in answering. I'm not saying we are there yet in terms of like being extremely perfect in the way we answer these things. But I think we're doing a great job because guess what? Every team wants to take that win from Milwaukee Bucks and then have shoulder pad their ego, saying, "Oh, we beat the Milwaukee Bucks." That's what it is right now. It's kind of like even teams that are like 2 to 14 in terms of win rates, in terms of like win rate, and they have only just 2 wins and 14 losses. When it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks, they really want to like trash us, like beat us, so that they just have that. It's kind of like a championship for them that they beat the Milwaukee Bucks, they beat the Giannis and Dame team. So I think if we look at that from that angle and we consider that from that angle, we'll get to understand how much we've done thus far and what we're actually doing in the season, in the long run of the season, to be able to become I won't say we are there yet in terms of winning championship, but I think we are building a culture
Right.
one brick at a time.
I
I
agree, and I
think we
want to
are.
give Joshua credit on this comment because I noticed this too. I forgot to mention it on my tirade. I was a little hot. He's like, anyone else notice Giannis screens for Dames are getting a lot better. They're not great yet, but they're definitely improving. He looks like he is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's definitely making firmer screens. I definitely agree with that, Joshua. Good comment. I do think Giannis is making a more effort in setting solid screens. I definitely agree with that.
Absolutely. Can I answer
I
one of the
Yeah,
questions
yeah.
here
Go
real
ahead.
quick?
Yes, please. Yes,
All right,
please.
so Little Rob, the comment was you guys made a comment about wanting the defense to turn around for all of the quarters, but I'm having a hard time hearing you find concrete answers other than knowing we have 4 months to find it. Here would be my suggestion. And again, I don't know everything. I don't profess to know everything. Here would be what I would do. I would stop with this overhelping stuff.
Yes.
Everyone stay at home on their shooters. We need better point of attack defending. For the sake of the defense, I would pull Beasley out of the starting lineup and put in Ajax.
Facts.
Now, we would take a step backwards offensively because Beasley is shooting the ball very well. And that needs to be stated. I don't want to just sound like I'm just jumping up and down on his head and I'm not giving him any props at all. His shooting is what's making that conversation difficult because he is shooting so well. But it is coming at the expense of our defense for 3 quarters because his ineptitude is making it difficult for Brook in the paint at that point. We already have Damian Lillard, who I don't think is terrible. I don't think he's a terrible perimeter defender. I don't think he's great. But I think Beasley is playing how I thought Lillard would play on the perimeter. That's how bad he is, right? So if I can't have 2 guys doing that, personally. So
Right.
pick one. Most sane people are picking Damian Lillard.
Agreed,
I would
Stacey.
have Beasley coming off the bench.
Yep.
I would have Ajax as my 2 guard. He would be my primary point of attack defender. Everyone else stay at home on your shooters. If Ajax gets beat, then he gets beat. But Giannis would occasionally go out and guard the other team's best defender, but I would return Giannis as my offside defender. And in that way, I would be sacrificing one or the other. I would not be giving up the 3-point shot. I would choose to have them shoot the mid-range jumper. If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us with 2s all night, and there's only one player going off at that point. Right? And that would be whoever is beating Ajax because everyone else is at home. I wouldn't be overselling to try and get the turnover. I would be cleaning up the boards because we were terrible at that. And you're limiting teams to 1-shot opportunities. That would be how I would try to fix our defense. How does that sound?
I think I would.
And you
I
guys,
think
let's
I
get your
would.
last
I would
couple
say.
statements in. I got 2 people in the green room. I want to get them to pop in before we get off a live.
I'm good.
Okay, appreciate you,
Okay.
Mr. Smith. But wait a second. Listen, I want y'all to both finish y'all statement. Chitty, finish yours, then Mr. Smith, and then I'm gonna tap you in, Gibson and Brandon. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I would like to say that I saw a lot of improvement from Beasley today in today's game, and I think we could still have him in our starting 5 because I saw it actually today. I think
I can't agree with
one
that.
of the well, what I saw was way different from what I saw from Celtics game. I saw that improvement. He's doing a better job at keeping the opponents in front of him now. Like if you remember, there was a particular play where he snatched the ball out of what's his name, Robinson's hand for the Miami Heat player. There was a corner pass that happened between Bam and Robinson that Beasley followed through, and then he was able to snatch the ball before Robinson went for the layup, which was a very great one. But I think there are like 2 or 3 plays that I saw, and I was like, oh, this guy is actually improving. Andre Jackson Jr., I would like him to have more minutes. I think I would like him to have more minutes. If he's going to be in our starting 5, that would be a decision that they might actually be able to partially make. I think also I'll make some few corrections. For Giannis, I think today's game, Giannis was great, but I think one of the things Giannis needs to learn how to do, and I don't know if because Bam Adebayo is his friend or because he's friends with these players or these players kind of like respect him too much during the All-Star games, where he has tampered his game a bit down. He has tampered that warrior kind of like spirit down a bit, and I think he needs to resurrect that back up. He needs to be that fierce Giannis, that fearless Giannis, that Giannis that if you're not afraid of me, I'll instill that fear in you by like dunking on you, by like snatching the ball off you, by stealing, like blocking you. And there ain't no friends in this game actually, right? Then my last comment would be on Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, I don't like how Brook Lopez should be standing around those corners, like just standing there. Teams already know he stands there. So again, because players stand around the corners, that's the reason why they can set a successful wall against Giannis. I now understand why those walls now hold. If you're switching corners, like you run past that corner to the other player run past it, those walls will not be able to stay, because guess what? And then my last point that I wanted to say again is, because these are my last statements I want to make. My last point would be, why is it that when we make like a long distance shot, like a 2 point long distance shot,
Don't crash the
or a
boards.
3-point shot, exactly, but there are nobody under the rim to rebound. It's a problem. So when those things happen, again, I feel maybe that's even the reason why we have a low percentage during our 3-point shoots. Because there are no players underneath the rim to like these are like
Chitty,
like
I gotta
basketball
speed you up.
101.
I gotta get them in before we get out of here. Before it's almost 10:30. I want to make sure I get
Oh,
Brandon.
please.
Yeah, I get Brandon. Let me get
Oh,
Brandon
Well,
and
please.
I tell you
Gibson.
what, I'm good.
Okay.
You know,
All
Bucks
right.
Nation, appreciate it.
Appreciate
Like I
you,
said, my
Chitty.
opinions are just my own.
Hey, but that's
Feel
what
free
we
to
hear.
disagree.
Hey, everybody in the chat, Mr. Smith, Chitty, this is friends and family here. We're not gonna all have the same opinion. The whole point is to voice your opinion and let's debate. That is the point of this podcast. That is the point of this great chat that we have. Is the difference in opinion is what makes this great. We don't disrespect anybody in the chat. We just look at your opinion and we discuss it and debate it. Isn't that what this is all about? Being fans is debating topics, giving your point of view, and I think this is the best podcast for that. Look at the conversations in the chat. Look at people backing up their facts with receipts and stats. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about, y'all. There's no hate. There's no disrespect. It's just everyone voicing their opinion in an organized, grown-up fashion. Salute to that. Appreciate the $5 super chat, 78. That's all I wanted to say before y'all got out of here. And I'm going to tap in Brandon and Gibson. Always a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Smith. Always a pleasure talking to you, Chitty. I'll holler at y'all the next live, and it'll be another Bucks win.
All right.
It'll be another Bucks win. Shout out to y'all. Salute.
Yeah, same here.
All right,
Same
bro.
here.
All right,
Thank you very much.
All right,
All
go
right.
on. See y'all, man. Appreciate you. Let me tap y'all in here. All right, let me tap you in here. All right, give me 1 second. All right, before we get started, shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Gibson. Gibson, go ahead, bro. You already know what it is. Come on, man.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, Amber. Peace and love to Bucks Nation. Peace and love to my boy Brandon, all the way from the Bahamas. Peace and love.
Now we can continue. I'm gonna give you the floor first, then you, Brandon. Tell me how you felt about today's game. We gonna keep it kind of quick because it's getting late. We got a little long-winded, but go ahead and tell me how you feel. Oh, and shout out to my boy Tehran out there in Bahamas too. You know what I'm saying? We can't mention Gibson and not mention the man Tehran as well. Shout out to both of y'all, the Bucks Nation. Gibson, go ahead and do your thing.
All right, peace and love again. My first question I have for tonight's game, Amber, I don't like how Griffin is playing the guys. That's my
The
main
rotations.
concern. Right. We need to figure that out because Miami was getting easy buckets and easy points off us. Because guys wasn't closing and they wasn't defending properly, and we just was getting blitzed. So we have to figure that out.
1 second, Gibson. Let me just get the super chat from my man 78. Hold on 1 second. My boy 78, appreciate the $5 super chat. Just call me a Milwaukee romantic. I think we'll be okay as long as we don't let the media divide us. Facts. Appreciate that. That's a good point, 78. We definitely can't let the media mess up our chemistry. Salute. Appreciate that, bro. Salute to you. Go ahead, Gibson. That's a great point.
Yes, Adrian Griffin need to let Andre Jackson Jr. play more in the game because he was giving Bam some trouble inside the game and he just took him out. So we got to get that figured out. And my another question is, before I go to let Brandon talk, we need a defensive-minded coach on this squad. We need a defensive-minded coach. We need a coach after we go in the locker room in the
Shout out to
second half to
Patricia P. What up, Patricia? Go ahead, Gibson.
to get up in, to get up in players' face. I'm gonna tell them, say, what you all doing out there? Look at us team out rebounding us. What you all doing out there? We need that type of coach to call out players, to hold them accountable, to play more better, and to tighten up on defense. We have to get that sorted out.
Absolutely,
All
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
trying to I
But but
trying to
but
defend the
but on the
Browns.
positive side, we gotta be very happy about how this team can turn up when they need to. This is a team that just came back from 26 points
Right,
like that, like
right,
like that. The offensive firepower on this team is low key scary. We just
right.
had how many games? I don't know. Hey Pam, if you still in the chat, how many games in a row have Giannis and Dame both gone for 30? This is getting a little crazy right now. These dudes is popping off 30-point games in they sleep. I also want to give a shout out to them for the free throw attempts. Dame being 10 of 10, Giannis being 10 of 13, including two clutch free throws. Hey, this offense isn't even like clicking on all cylinders, and we still hanging 130 on a regular basis. What's gonna happen when we are clicking on both sides of the ball, y'all? That's why we're hot, because we want to see it. We're like, we know it's there, and we see it in we see it in spurts, we see it in flashes of what this team is. All we're asking and saying, Bucks Nation, is we want to see that over a full game to see how we really look. What happens when we execute over a full 4 quarters? How good is this team? That's all we're waiting on. That's why there's a little bit of frustration from people in the chat and people that are joining the line, because they see the flashes. They just want to see longer moments of greatness from the Bucks, just not the fourth quarter. That's all we're saying. We're happy we're winning. We knew that we're going to win. We have ultra talented players. We're going to win games on the strength of just Dame and Giannis. These dudes are dropping 30 like it's 15 points. Dropping 30 regularly. So the offense is getting it going. And like we said, Giannis is setting better screens. You're seeing better movement in the offense. We just want to see those same improvements on defense, like we're seeing the improvements on offense. That's all we saying. My bad. Go ahead, Brandon.
That's all good. Okay. I want to say this. I just asking you to get to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why Coach Griffin get Andre Jackson out quick? Just let him play more. The guard other before the team.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Griffin was making that real lineup. He almost acting like Bud. Griffin needs to get his rotation together.
Facts. Yeah, those rotations are important. Those rotations is
Now,
there. That's an issue.
we need to find an offensive coach.
Right.
We need to get an athletic center who can run with.
Appreciate that, Patricia P. Y'all see Patricia. Hit that like button, Bucks Nation. Appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Just helps people find the content, y'all. Thank you. Go ahead, Brandon.
Also, I think we need to make another move. One more move. One more.
Okay.
I want to get Al Caruso, but if we get Al Caruso, we need to cut 2 players.
Facts, Mr. Cool. Mm-hmm.
Like I said last time. Lopez or Lendale.
Mm-hmm.
We got too much firepower right now.
Yeah, scoring is not our problem. Scoring is not our issue.
Also, I want to say this before Gibson says something. We should try again to get another backup center.
Mm-hmm.
Either Nick Claxton, Jay Wiseman,
I like
or
Wiseman might be the most reasonable. Wiseman might be the most reasonable. I feel where you coming from with that. We almost at 100 likes, y'all. We need 3 more likes. Be much appreciated if we can hit 100 likes. It's always awesome to get to that century mark, y'all. 3 more likes. Go ahead, y'all. 2 more likes.
But Nate,
Mm-hmm.
who would be the perfect fit on this team?
It would be like a Wiseman. Because he's young, athletic. We don't need him. We just needed him to be like a rebounder defender. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not against that. Nick Claxton would be awesome. I don't think they'll let him go. I think Wiseman would be. He's better than Wiseman is better than Robin Lopez. Period. That's it. Period. One more. Like, ladies and gentlemen, gets us at 100. Be awesome. We at 99. Who gonna put it at 100? There we go. Shout out to Bucks Nation. Respect. Bucks Nation.
Go ahead, Gibson. What you gotta say?
What you gotta say? Then I'm gonna get up out of here after your comment, Gibson. We gotta get the peace and love from you too. Don't forget. Come on, Gibson. Go ahead, bro.
All right. I agree with Brandon say. It will be between Nick Claxton is a very good because he more younger too. He is very great.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for us to get Nick Claxton or James Wiseman. Brandon, I agree with you on that one tonight. I have to agree with you on that. I agree with you on that one. You take the words right out of my mouth. I said when we go live, I was supposed to call and bring that up. And
there we go. Let me just get these last couple. Y'all hang tight for a minute, Gibson. I want you to give your outro in a minute. Hold on. Stay on the line, Brandon. Patricia said 3rd consecutive game with 30+ points for Dame and Giannis. Hey, let me tell y'all something before we get into it. Do y'all not see the education in this chat? Even if we don't all agree, look at the knowledge that's being dropped. Shout out to the queens in the chat. They don't come in here just talking reckless. They come in here bringing receipts. Pam, Patricia, Cynthia, Stacy, all of y'all, man. Shout out to the queens in the chat. Shout out to Tish, the OG queen in the chat, getting up in here. Do y'all not see what we building here? This community we got here? These are all educated people that understand the game. We might have our differences on certain viewpoints, but we all want the same thing, y'all. And that's for the Bucks to raise another banner at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. That's what it's all about. That's why we give our emotional responses sometimes. But at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and that is for the Bucks to raise that banner and keep building these wins. We know we're a work in progress, but we're just pointing out things and deficiencies that we'd like to see improve. That's all we saying. Go ahead, Brandon, your last statement, and then you, Gibson.
Also, as we keep winning games, we are not in our full form yet.
Right. We ain't even go real Super Saiyan yet. We still in our regular form. Now, once the Bucks start going Super Saiyan,
we are Piccolo.
Bro, it's over. It's over.
We are Piccolo.
Right. We're Piccolo right now. No, we're a little bit better. We'll say we Goku before changing to Super Saiyan. We Goku right now, no Super Saiyan. We Goku, no Super Saiyan.
Also, one more question. Okay. We still being team, but once we get all that chemistry together,
that's when the blowouts will come. That's when the blowouts will come.
Line up. Rap.
It's a wrap.
I know we got to get Boston. We will get Boston. We will get our rematch.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and we got it. I'm gonna let you send us home, Gibson. My man Brandon, appreciate you tapping and stay in. Hold on, Gibson. Please, sir, send us home.
My last comment number is I really want John Horst to go out and get Griffin a real lead assistant. That's all. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want.
I
That's
think
all I
that would
want.
be helpful too, man. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gibson. Shout out to Brandon Gibson. Send us home, bro.
Peace and love and blessing to all the Bucks Nation in the chat. The
Hey,
real
and we
Bucks
love all of
fans.
y'all. Hey, I have love for all of y'all. Cream City 1846, we argue all week,
Peace
but it's
and love.
all love. You know what I'm saying?
Peace and love.
7Z, we argue all week, it's all love. We just have our
Peace
different
and
points
love.
of view, and this is the platform to express those point of views. You know, I don't shut nobody down. I post everybody comment. You know what I'm saying? Because I got love for everybody. I got love for people that
Peace,
are Bucks
peace,
fans. You
peace,
see what I'm
peace,
saying?
peace
All
and love.
creeds, nationalities, ethnicities, I do not care. I'm just
What
happy that you're a Bucks fan like me, and this is the place that you need to be if you're a real Bucks fan and you want to be heard. This is where you need to be. Go ahead, Brandon.
although I made the comment that I give back and what
Man, let's
hey
go duck out tonight.
I, I his clout.
1
I
second, Brandon. Got a super chat to get out. Appreciate the 4.99 super chat. Nick Swin salute. Shout out to the queens. It would be cool if we could see their faces at time. I agree. Hey, the queens of the chat, y'all know who y'all are. Shout all y'all out on time. Cynthia, Patricia, Stacy, Pam, the whole crew. One of y'all need to tap in one of these times. One of y'all need to tap in. Carrie. It's about 15, 20 of y'all. Shout out. Hey, the queens of the chat is grown. If y'all didn't tell, Sherelle done joined up in here. So shout out. Hey, this thing is growing that we doing right here. I'm hyped. Let's go.
Right.
And we got the peace and blessings. Let's go. Let's go out on that note. Salute to my man Brandon. Salute to my man Gibson. We back at it in a few days, bro.
What, one more thing, but you
Uh,
need to put the new team might need the new team for this chat might need peace and love. That's the
there
new
we go. That's it. That's what this chat is. Peace and love. Oh, my man. My man. All right, y'all. Go.
love y'all.
All right.
All right,
Let me
brother.
just get
Peace,
my little
man.
outro.
Peace,
Peace.
peace, peace.
All right, y'all. I'm
That
about to
was
get
good.
up out of here. We almost 2 hours in, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Salute the Bucks Nation. Appreciate the love, y'all. I love all y'all. This is Bucks Nation. We just we just talk it out here, y'all. I don't know any other podcast that let everybody voice their opinion like this. You know what I'm saying? And we do this because, like I said, when I say friends and family, y'all, I'm dead serious. Mean that, man. I got love for everybody that joins this podcast consistently and voicing their opinion. I'm never going to shun you or make fun of you for your comments. I want everybody to have a voice. That's what this is all about. And then we all, come together, debate, and then maybe some opinions change. Maybe they stay the same. But at least you got to debate your point. And Cream City 1846, that link be in the chat. Everybody else join but you, bro. Come on, man. Quit playing, Cream City 1846. Quit playing. Hey, we will check out your vid 78. Will do, sir. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Gone. Man, this was a great live today. Oh, this was awesome. Shout out to the chat. People man, listen, man, this is the best chat on YouTube, best podcast on YouTube. If you're not a Bucks fan, if you're a Bucks fan, how can you not be here? This is awesome, bro. Awesome. Salute to the nation. Go.